been a deadly period of time for Hollywood. Whole lot of dead people. Here to talk about dead people and all the other stuff that's going on in the world of entertainment and movies and stuff like that is the Dowager Countess Lady Cora. How are you tonight, ma'am?
I'm doing great. It's good to be here.
Always good to be. Yeah, actually, we've had kind of a, let's see, we've gone up 10 subscribers in the last week and a half. I'm stoked.
Whoa.
Yeah, we've actually gone up quite a few. I have no idea where they came from because for some reason they're not really showing up on my feed. I would like to shout them out and play the little thing for them, but I just don't know who they are. Maybe they just keep their stuff private. That's cool. As long as you guys are here, I'm very, very happy. And while you're here, you're going to listen to my hetero life mate, the man himself, Jeremy Warner. What's going on, my brother?
Not much. I didn't know that was I didn't know we gained that many more subscribers. So I mean, hey, either way, fucking, we're glad you're here.
Yeah, I've been on a push that, look, the show's kind of where I want it now. Content is good. Co-hosts are good. The way it looks, the way it's presented is good, except for the fact that I apparently cannot spell celebrity on the thumbnail, but, I'll fix that eventually.
Yeah, I got you.
I count on my spell check to do this. Look, I come from a generation of spell check, and so I've always relied on that. The one time it fails me is the one time that I put it out on the interwebs to be dealt with, but I could probably fix that over the course of the
It's okay, because I was going to say, hey, I'm glad you're subscribed. Welcome to the shit show. This is what it's like.
This is exactly what it's like. One of these days I'll get good at it, or at least okay at it. That's going to be the day where the show's really going to kick ass. But until we figure out how to make this show even more kick ass, we've got some stuff to talk about. And Lady Cora, what is the first topic we're going to be talking about today?
Well, the last month has seen the Grim Reaper wreak havoc on the entertainment industry. They say the deaths in the entertainment world tend to come in threes. They seem to be falling like flies lately. Frank, what are some of the recent entertainment deaths that stand out to you? I know that there's one that, Betty White.
well, there's two actually, and one of them I put right there. In the
Honestly, the rest I don't know. I work too much.
Yeah, so. The couple that really stood out to me. One first was John Madden, and we didn't really have a chance to go over that because we don't really get a chance to talk about sports in this channel as much as I wanted to originally. But yeah, and I put it out in a tweet the day that he died. So many days of my youth, Sundays of my youth, consisted of going to a relative's house or a friend's house, turning on the TV and hearing alongside John Madden, I'm Pat Summerall, and that was just football Sunday, all through falls and winters of my childhood, and it was comfortable. It was one of those comfortable things that you hear and you're getting ready for a good time, you're getting ready to watch some good football. And when Pat Summerall passed away several years ago, I was like, wow, that sucks. That's a big deal. And then John Madden, who had been retired for I think 14 or 15 years anyway, quite a while. He was so much more than just a broadcaster. He was must have lost somebody's camera or something, but he was absolutely one of the pop culture figures of football, who kind of moved across, from one medium to another. So yeah, it was football, obviously very football talented, Super Bowl winning head coach, fantastic analysis, a guy who knew the game better than just about anybody. But he was a character on Family Guy. I mean, they made fun of him not made fun of him, but they had fun with his caricature on Mad TV and Saturday Night Live for decades. That was one that really kind of got me. The other one, of course, was Betty White, and that was a big surprise to all of us in the community, Cora. You know that. We were making plans for her 100th birthday and all that stuff. But yeah, there's several. The other one that got me recently, and I was going to make it a topic of the show, but again, there was just so many people that died, was the organizer of Woodstock. A man named Michael Lang, who organized the original Woodstock back in 1969. Was also one of the key organizers for the 1994 Woodstock, which was a huge success, and unfortunately the 1999 disaster that ended up being an absolute train wreck. He was working really, really hard to make Woodstock kind of a regular thing, but there was a lot of things that were getting in the way. Pandemic got in the way, of course, like I did with everything. Kind of the hard feelings from the 1999 Woodstock and all the chaos that went on there. But yeah, and then of course Sidney Poitier, who by himself probably could have just been like one of the lead stories, but there was just so much stuff going on. I don't know, Jeremy. What are some of the celebrity deaths in the last couple of months that have gotten you?
Yeah, the one that definitely got me was Bob Saget. Funny enough, that I was just looking at my phone and I had a little notification from you actually on Twitter, and said he was so much funnier than people realize, and it said Bob Saget. I was like, no. I opened it up and I'm like, son of a bitch. It was true. It just hurt. You lose the guy who earned the nickname / title of America's Dad. Like, and I grew up with America's Funniest Home Videos, man, with him leading the show, and I've watched Full House here and there, but
He was a
yeah.
weirdo though. Like he had a weird
I
sense
know.
of humor. Like when he did the first time I caught onto it is when he did the audio for that fake penguin documentary. He did all the weird fucking jokes in there. I'm like, who the hell is this? That's not the Bob Saget I know.
Have you guys ever heard his stand-up?
I
No.
just saw that today. I was like, it's like the side you've never actually heard him do, and I'm like, damn.
I know
it's like super young Bob Saget. I was like, all right.
It's not even just young. It's like we were all so bent on this America's Dad thing from... Like, look, we all know that Full House was campy as shit.
Yeah.
And we all kind of made fun of Goofy and White and Suburban the whole thing was. But it's like we all watched it. We all watched it saying we were making fun of it, and then we watched it and laughed at it because it was a really good show.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he had a recurring role in the newer one, Fuller House. But it's like, yeah, it's America's Funniest Home Videos, and you go watch his stand-up, and that's where he really embraced what being a stand-up comedian was. He was raunchy. He dropped the F-bomb a lot. I was actually just watching some of the clips of the roast of Bob Saget on Comedy Central, which is absolutely hilarious. I mean, if you guys haven't seen that, go watch it. It's funny as hell.
Yeah, Cora says that, but it's like, you wonder why me and Frank are the way we are.
Yeah.
Because we listen to people like Bob Saget.
Well, I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong. It was refreshing in a way that he wasn't this like straight edged, whatever. So yeah.
I feel like you can't. I feel like you kind of shouldn't be if you're going to be a comedian. Really, I mean.
Oh, I mean,
maybe the shock. The shock is what you want people to. I mean, not that it's really much of a shock anymore, but you got to find that edge.
I mean,
like
be whatever kind of comedian you want to be. There's plenty of G-rated comedians out there that are pretty funny, but I mean, it was so weird to watch him in that, and the way that we always saw him on TV, and then you go see his stand-up, and it's F-bombs. He's talking about, he made some joke about screwing the Olsen twins or some shit like that was hilarious. That it was funny.
See, that happened to me with Chris Hardwick. I was like, I actually have his pop right back there. I know him as I know it's a live show, but so there's also that kind of connotation with it. But I've seen him on Talking Dead after the after show for Walking Dead, or I've seen him on the game shows he hosts, and I'm like, yeah, he seems like a fun kind of guy. He seems pretty. He keeps it together, but then I'm like, if you were to hear his stand-up, it's just like, oh, holy crap. He's dropping F-bombs. He's talking about jizz jokes. He's talking about his dead dad. I was like, oh, my God. Slow down, dude.
Yeah.
But it's funny. That's I mean, I love him. He's hilarious.
But I don't know, Cora, what are some of the most recent deaths that have gotten to you?
Just the Betty White one, because it just broke my heart that she died before her 100th birthday. I just... I don't know.
We saw magazines in the store that it's funny that there were ones that are obviously like, oh, okay, rest in peace, Betty White, and there were some that were like, Betty White, how she's all this time and what she feels like turning 100 now. I'm like, oof. Some of them were like, yeah, before. Some were kind of that she passed away.
Yeah, and one of the things that made the Betty White thing even that much more sad is we found out in the last few days that she actually suffered a stroke in the days leading up to her death. So it wasn't just like she went to bed one night, fell asleep, and went peacefully. I mean, she had to go through the terrible stroke.
Yeah,
that kind of makes it all worse. But I mean, the crazy thing about the celebrity deaths is, if you go to like Wikipedia, and I know Wikipedia is not always the best source, but if you go to Wikipedia and just look up celebrity deaths by month, it's like the list is so long. You're just like, how the hell is anybody still alive anymore? They break it down by every day for every month, and some of those days are like 30 or 40 people long. Now, they're not all celebrities in the sense of TV shows and movies and things like that. Sometimes they're sports stars. Sometimes they're politicians. They're from all different areas of the world. So there's some, Iranian politician that none of us here in the States have ever heard of, but he still has a level of fame all his own. Some of the ones recently that got me, I mean, it's like Dick Carson, the brother of Johnny Carson, who was a longtime television producer. He passed away just recently. Peter Bogdanovich, who directed some of the great movies in the 70s and early 80s. Ronnie Spector just passed away a couple of days ago from the Ronettes. From the great early days of Motown. And that, again, that's not including I was looking down this list. There was a lot of baseball players. Me being a big baseball fan, I recognize a lot of these names. A lot of football players. A lot of politicians who had died from various illnesses over the course of the last year or so. It's like there's a lot of like famous people that they go down every day, and a lot of times we just don't know about it unless it's one of those really, really big names.
There was another one that got me. It's not recent, I guess, but like where recent enough to where it surprised me that I didn't even know it happened. I watched the Harry Potter reunion. All the cast got back together for the 20th anniversary of the movie.
I heard about that. I haven't watched it yet, though. I heard about the fuck up. They went to go put a picture of Emma when she was a child and did a picture of Julia Roberts' niece.
Yeah, that's why she made that joke where she's like, "That's not me." Like, right. Well, and they definitely. I mean, I watched a TikTok about it before I saw it. They said I mean, you can tell, and even if I didn't hear this beforehand, I could see it. They gave a giant middle finger to J.K. Rowling. I mean, I don't have to explain it. If you know, you know. She was in that like 3 times. It's like 3 times, I think. And it was all in the corner. You can see real small. It says, "Oh, recorded in 2019." I'm like, yeah. Before she realized she should have stopped opening her fucking mouth. But anyway, that's all I'm gonna say. But no, someone's like, "Oh, she's only in there 10 times." You can tell it's like they're trying to hurry up and just get to the next scene. I'm like, no, she was in there 3 times. I counted because in the back of my head I was trying to think of it.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of odd that they weren't talking more about all that. But I was like,
there's no reason.
But whatever. I don't know. I don't know how you could do. I don't know how you could have a. How long was that? About an hour? It was like an hour and a half. Hour and a half.
Yeah, it was.
I watched
an hour and a half. Yeah. Hour and a half, almost 2 hours. It was. Yeah.
And she's got about 30 seconds of screen time. I'm like,
she does.
Thing, right? That's like doing a big long documentary about Star Wars and having George Lucas in there for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to say something about it. And like, yeah, she's kind of a little segue line in between, or she says something about it. It was so funny. Like, and it was all kind of in the beginning-ish. It was boom, 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 and then fucking never mentioned her again the rest of the. Otherwise, it was amazing. It was great. What I was getting to. What I was getting to is I did not know that the woman that played Narcissa Malfoy, Malfoy's mom, Helen McCrory, died like April.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, April of like last year. I was like, what? God damn it! I didn't know.
Small role, but she was good.
Yeah, I mean, now you see Narcissa and Lucius Malfoy together, you're like, I believe that these two are like this kid's parents. I really do. No, but I didn't know that. I'm like, man, it's always sad because they, of course, mentioned Alan Rickman and Richard Harris, a couple other people that passed away in Harry Potter. The guy who played Fudge, the minister, I don't remember his name, and then Uncle Vernon. So
yeah,
it was cool. Yeah, that was another one that kind of got me. I didn't realize it was somewhat soon.
Yeah, some of these shows I watch. I was watching MASH last night as I was falling asleep, and I was thinking about this one scene, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, there's 5 people in this scene, and 4 of them are dead now. I was like, holy shit.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like I think I was watching Twister. I took a Snapchat. Like, it's like right when Dusty goes up to Bill and like he's like, "Oh, manly handshake and Susie." Like shakes his hand. I'm like, both of these guys are gone now. Like that sucks.
And gone young too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was like, fuck, these 2 guys are both gone. That's...
Yeah, those are 2 guys we really thought would make probably a few more movies together. It just never happened. That was crazy. But,
man.
This whole celebrity death thing, I mean, who was it, Cora, who was it that had put into, I think, Drew's chat over on Derailed, like a small list of people who were in their, like, 90s? That consisted of everybody from William Shatner to Clint Eastwood and things like that. It was a long list of people, and I'm like, we need to make sure these people all are updated on their vaccinations. We need to make sure they all have vitamin D.
I think I joked about making Betty White wear one of those sumo suits so that nothing could hurt her. She goes like a giant airbag.
They're gonna travel like the president. There's gonna be an ambulance everywhere they go, fully stocked, ready to go for anything.
I appreciate that. Like, I mean, it's not that it was overshadowing New Year's, but it's like, how many, you gotta think, who else in history has probably had that many toasts? Not just to New Year's, but to fucking one celebrity all in one night. Because we're like, fuck it, we're getting lit for Betty tonight. It's not about the New Year anymore. Because, you know what, the meme was like, she grabbed 2021 by the fucking face and said, "You're fucking coming with me." I love that idea. I'm like, that's funny.
That is pretty funny.
We're going. I'm taking you with me.
Yeah, lots of celebrity deaths. There's probably going to be more. I mean, 2022 has not gotten off to a great start as far as the health of some of our elderly celebrities. So let's and in the last year we've lost like Sean Connery. I mean, there's so many other people just in 2021 that passed away. It's Jesus, just calm down.
Yeah.
Let us enjoy these people for a couple of years, and then Mother Nature can do her thing and take them. But no, I want one more movie, one more good project out of all these people in their 90s, and then just so I can have that to end with. But yeah, it's been a tough go for the celebrities who are the octogenarians these days. It's been tough. But we do have some good young celebrities that hopefully will become good old celebrities. That will probably outlive us, thank God. So, but yeah, I mean, it's keep an eye out in the Hollywood obituaries. You know, one of my favorite YouTube channels to watch is this thing called Hollywood Cemetery, and I think I've told you about it once or twice, Jeremy.
Yeah.
This is the one that I wanted to make a video and submit to him for. We just never got around to doing it. But next time he does his little viewer submission thing, we'll have to do that. But he travels the country, and he actually just got back from like Europe, Italy, and a bunch of places overseas. And he goes to the grave sites of famous people, celebrities, people from history. And each video is 20 to 30 minutes long, and he'll have like a minute or two of like a biography about these people and show you their grave site. And it's a very cool, not dark and weird way to kind of pay respect to the dead, to these people. Everything, like he just did like the thing on Sergio Leone, the great director of the spaghetti westerns, you know, Plato and Socrates and all these different people from history. And then of course I think the guy lives in Southern California, so he just goes around to all the cemeteries that are around there and just has this little tidbit at the graves of all these people. So yeah, that's
you even said there's plenty of people even buried here.
Yeah,
just kind of
wild. A few. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do a video and submit it to him. We just never got around to doing it because I forgot. Right. But next time he does that, we'll have to get onto that.
All good.
But yeah, so you know, enjoy these celebrities while you got them, folks, because one of these days they're not going to be here anymore. Lady Cora, what are you saying, Jeremy? Go ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna say something about the that would have segued perfectly into something that was said during the Harry Potter reunion, but I don't want to root for Cora because I want her heart to break as genuinely as mine did when I heard it. Frank, you saw it, right?
I saw it, yeah.
If I just say Hagrid, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You can say it.
If you haven't seen the meet, like, Robbie Coltrane says, like, he's like, it's really wonderful that I got to play this character. He's like, in 50 years, he's like, I'm not going to be here, but Hagrid still will. I'm like, oh my God, my heart broke watching him say that.
But you get it, though. It's one of the nice things about being in Hollywood is, like, you're leaving a piece of your legacy on celluloid for everybody to see. So while I've never known somebody like, you know, Audrey Hepburn, I can go back and watch her movies. I've never known some of the people I can go back and see their offering to the world. It's one of the nice things about doing this. Is one of these days I'm going to be gone, and you can always go back and watch old episodes of The Harsh Truth and listen to me blather on endlessly like an asshole. So, see? You guys have that going for you.
That's what we're here for, guys. We can annoy you until the end of time.
Go down in the comments below, let us know what you guys think of the recent spat of celebrity deaths and which one hit you the most. There's got to be one. I mean, we all get attached to a celebrity. Odd as it may seem, we all get attached to our favorite TV show, movies, whatever. So, I mean, this kind of stuff hits us all a bit differently. Go down in the comments below, let us know what you guys think. Lady Cora, what's the next topic on the docket for tonight?
It is... We're going to head to TV here a little bit. Batgirl is currently filming in Glasgow, and there's several outlets... well, I assume it's TV. I might be wrong.
It's going to be on HBO Max. It's a movie, but go ahead.
Okay, all right. As several outlets reported weeks ago, Michael Keaton will be reprising his role as the Caped Crusader. Recent tweets of set pics reveal that he may be fighting crime alongside a familiar face. The Boy Wonder himself, Robin, is shown alongside Robin in a mural on the set of the film. Jeremy, do you think Robin will be used in DCEU?
Well, go with the Batman fan first. That is a sweet fucking... I just, like, want that in my house for no fucking reason.
Oh, we know the reason.
Mural.
We know the reason.
Well, look, man, I gotta have a nice backdrop. I mean... you know what? I don't know. I don't know if this Batgirl thing is... I mean, it is like a show, right? It's not like you have the Flash show, but then you have the Flash in the actual DCEU, right? And then same with
the way I've read it. This is going to be a movie that is being filmed for release on HBO Max. That's the way I've read it.
Okay, but wasn't wait a minute? Well, wasn't there a Batgirl TV or like a show? So is this not that?
Here's part of my problem with what DC's doing right now.
I know, because I'm like, wait, this is fucking me up.
Yeah, I don't know. From what I've read, this is going to be a movie that is going to be released exclusively on HBO Max. And it is going to be... It is set after the events of whatever the hell happens in Flash. Okay. But there's a lot of questions I have about all this.
So this is coming out first?
No, this will be coming out after Flash.
Okay, because I'm like, that makes more sense, because I feel like that Flash movie is what kind of reintroduces Michael Keaton's Batman to it. Like, that's how we get that. Well, actually, you know what, then? If that's the case, that is the DCEU, right? Because we got Ezra Miller, right, as the Flash in that movie.
I don't know what the DCEU is anymore.
But I don't know.
I'm just waiting for them to give me the next couple of properties so I can get my bearings on all this.
I'm trying to string this together. I think if that's the case, then this probably is in the DCEU, which would mean that this is going to be the Robin. Now, if he's alongside Michael Keaton's Batman, this makes me think maybe this of the 387 different versions of fucking Robin there are. This is probably the Damian Wayne, since that's older Batman. That could be his son being Robin.
I don't know.
That would be my guess if that's the Robin we're going with, because we've had Dick Grayson. I don't think we haven't had a Tim Drake. We haven't even had a Jason Todd either. And then we haven't had Damian Wayne in a live. You know what I mean? The only one we had, is from the old movies. It was Dick Grayson. I would love to see a fucking Nightwing. Like, do the later years, do a Nightwing movie, like, just by itself or something, or tie it in, I don't care. That would be fucking wicked, because that is a later version of that particular Robin. Like I said, you could essentially do that. And I wouldn't mind a Red Hood, do the Jason Todd thing.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Well, there's lots of different ways they could go with it. My question is, and I'll put it back up here so we can get a better look at it, is what... Is it Robin from the past that does not exist anymore? Now, because here's what this thing could be saying. This thing could just be saying that Robin existed once in the past. So Robin may not necessarily be a character in this movie or in the DCU at all. This, by the way, comes from Batgirl Film News on Twitter. You guys can go follow them on Twitter. I didn't think to grab their link to their Twitter and put it on there. They've got a bunch of really cool behind-the-scenes photos of the Batgirl movie that's filming. But I don't know if this just means that Robin existed once, or that Robin exists currently in the universe, because the Batman that is going to be in the Batgirl film is the elder version of whatever we're getting from Michael Keaton's character in The Flash. So
that does,
which already itself raises a shit ton of questions. One of them being, does he completely replace the Ben Affleck Batman? Because everything that I've heard so far says that Affleck came back to do some stuff for The Flash, and he is not coming back at all anymore ever again after that. Especially if you read this article where he talks about Justice League being the worst experience of his life. It just came out a couple of days ago.
That's why we had that meme.
He's not coming back. Yeah.
That him and Henry Cavill, he just looks like he wants to kill himself.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
But now he said it wasn't necessarily because what he said specifically was it was a very bad time in his life. But you guys can go read the article and go into all that. So,
fair enough, man.
But my question is this somebody in the time period from when we last saw Michael Keaton's version of this character to now that he had a Robin character, a Boy Wonder, and he is no longer around, or is he in here now?
We're doing time travel shit again.
I feel like it makes more sense that instead of having a Robin, which has never worked very well on screen, they only really tried it once. Well, other than the 1970s
it worked
Batman
in a
series. It worked in the TV series. It has not worked in the movie. That whole thing with what's his name?
No.
We're going to blank his name. Chris something.
Yeah, they said
from the Schumacher terrible Batman movies.
I was gonna say the Dick Grayson from that movie. I'm trying to think of his name.
Yeah,
Chris
something. They haven't been Chris O'Donnell.
Yes.
Yeah, they have. That didn't work at all. That was now he wasn't the part of the movie that didn't work the most. Both those movies were just terrible. But
Yeah, we don't
it
talk
didn't
about
work very well, and I think that's one of the reasons why when Christian Bale signed on to do the Dark Knight series of Christopher Nolan, that he said, "I don't want Robin in this at all." I personally think part of it was that he didn't want to have to show the stage.
Teased us there at the end. At the end, though.
Yeah, but at that point he's already out of it, so whatever. It was a tease. Built up and
Did he die or did he not die? You know.
I don't know. Watch the movie and find out. Discertain that for yourself. But
dude, I watched it. I still don't get it.
That's a big question. Is did Robin exist? Was he killed by the Joker? Has he gotten to the point in this, because we're getting an older version of Michael Keaton, so has he already kind of branched off on his own, and maybe we're going to see something like a Nightwing or the Red Hood or one of these things that one of these Robins do to go off and start fighting crime on their own. I don't really know. All I know is it's odd, it's exciting, because I don't know what they're doing with it, and I'm down. I'm down to see it all.
It looks like the classic version of Robin, too. It's got like the yellow cape, the red, the big yellow R, the green shirt and gloves. So it almost looks like the one from the 60s show, and then the classic look of him. So I don't know. I don't know who this could be. Like I said, if it's maybe a son, or it could be another, because like I said, if you do a Nightwing, like I said, you could take that character and go off with it, and that would be an exciting thing to go for. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Cora, you've been getting caught up on some of the comic book stuff. What do you think of the idea of bringing Robin into the DCEU?
I think they should. It's a complex, interesting character that can weave together, a different side of Batman. The father figure. Makes him more human. I've always thought that about the Robin angle. He's not so much of a pretentious prick, who's just got, a fetish for going out and fighting crime. He actually has a personal life. So
Circus performer.
I've always liked that aspect about the Robin story, but
actually another way it worked was Michael Cera's Robin from the Lego movie. Fight Me. It's a good movie.
I've seen the Batman Lego movie probably 300 times because my ex's 3-year-old son was obsessed
Dude,
with me.
that was one of the best things.
It every day the whole year we dated. Every
That's
time he came over. I'm not kidding. I had that thing memorized. I never want to see it again.
It genuinely made me laugh. I appreciate it. There's so many references, so many jokes.
Oh, I know. And the voice of the Joker, whoever that was
Zach Galifianakis.
Okay.
It was fucking... you think Zach Galifianakis, Will Arnett, fucking Michael Cera. You don't think, oh yeah, those guys are totally Batman and Joker and Robin. Like, yeah. No, you don't, but it works.
That's the idea of it, though. It leans more to the comedy than it does to the darker stuff. So that's why you get someone like Zach Galifianakis to do the voice of the Joker instead of like Mark Hamill, who's done it for years in the darker stuff.
Yeah, the dark thing is kind of like the joke of it, but it is still kind of the goofy, campy shit, because it's Lego, but also, I mean, the Alfred even dressed up as like the 60s Batman. I'm like, why not? That's amazing. And then they brought like everyone else in there, like the fucking Voldemort and the Daleks from Doctor Who. I'm like, okay, sure. We're bringing everybody in this bitch.
Yeah, and don't forget, there is I think it's in some of the animated stuff, I know certainly in the comics, Robin and Batgirl have a thing.
Oh,
yes.
There was an allusion to that with that movie, the movie that had the coolest girl, Alicia Silverstone in it.
Alicia Silverstone, yeah, Chris Lagarde.
Yeah, there was a hint of that.
Yeah.
Well, there was also yeah, there was also is it animated? There's a thing with like Robin and fucking Harley Quinn, which I mean that's a whole thing too. It's a fun time.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's there.
Actually, as annoying as Robin is on the movie stuff, everybody loved him on the Harley Quinn show. I've seen a lot of people say that he's pretty dope on Harley Quinn.
See, and that's why I like it.
I haven't watched Harley Quinn yet. I don't know.
I'm kind of excited for this whole the Robert Pattinson one where they're kind of looks like they're leaning more into that whole Catwoman Batman thing because I'm like they have a thing too. I'm like I don't know if they really did it so much. I don't know. They did it in the Christian Bale one, like kind of, and I'm just kind of like, oh, all right, yeah, you guys are kind of together, sure. I don't know. It didn't feel like I'm just saying it didn't feel like how I always had seen it portrayed in other mediums. Like this one seems to be, or in the games even. I'm like, yeah, this feels more like it is very haha cat and mouse or cat and bat, whatever you want to fucking call it. They kind of like toy with each other a little bit. That's why I like that.
So
I was kind of on the fence with each other.
Looking at the cast list, the only thing I got so far is the 4 main people. They got Leslie Grace playing Barbara Gordon and Batgirl. J.K. Simmons playing James Gordon again. Brendan Fraser is playing Firefly, a psychopathic pyromaniac.
Wow, he's back to work. He hasn't done anything in a while.
Yes! I did not know that. That made me so happy.
And then, of course, Michael Keaton is going to be playing Batman / Bruce Wayne. Now, it does say, however...
That'll be interesting. Holy shit. I'm trying to imagine that now. Holy shit.
It does say, however, that
wow.
Jacob Scipio, Rebecca Front, Corey Johnson, and Ethan Kai have been cast in undisclosed roles. Not knowing who really any of these people are. Let me go to Corey Johnson first. No, he's not playing. No, he's not playing Robin. He's older than me, for Christ's sake, so he's not playing Robin. Let's see. Let me go to this other one, though. Jacob Scipio. He is 29 years old. British.
Hey, same.
It's possible. He was in Bad Boys for Life. Let's see. He was in some BBC stuff. Some Girls as the Bell Rings for Disney. I don't know. He's also going to be in the new Expendables movie, apparently.
I saw a thing. I don't know how true it is because this is how I usually discern that is if I see it once, I'm like, okay, anybody could have typed that out and put it out on the internet. But if I see like, because I follow so many pages that are like entertainment news, it's like if I see it like 4 or 5 goddamn times in my feed just in one day, I'm like, okay, it's probably true. I saw once, so I'm iffy, that they were possibly doing a Batman Beyond, like live action. Okay. That would be dope. That would be sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be dope as shit. Yeah, sorry, I was muted for a minute because I was coughing. Sorry, Casey, thanks.
No, that's fine.
But,
I would love that.
Yeah, that would be dope as shit. But again, I don't...
Y'all ain't ready.
What does this mean? I don't know if they want to go the route of Batman Beyond, if that is something they're looking at, and maybe trying to bring in a Nightwing. I would personally like to see them bring in a Nightwing. What I'm hoping to see...
Oh, yeah.
Now, look, for one, we're not even sure if there's actually a Robin character in the film. And yes, the film is scheduled to be released on HBO Max sometime in 2022, is all it says. There's not really any...
Right.
Yeah, there's not really a specific date. But yeah, I don't know if they're going to... I don't know if they're actually going to make Robin a part of it, or if they're just going to say that he was in the universe somewhere. So maybe this is going to be... They have these things in TV called backdoor pilots. Jeremy, do you remember how Flash started off in Arrow?
Yes.
Where you know, the Barry character shows up in Arrow, and then some shit happens, and then or at the end of the episode is when he gets hit by lightning or whatever and gets his powers. That's what's called a backdoor pilot. It's where you put a character or a story into an existing show, and then you kind of spin that off into something else. It's called a backdoor pilot. So I'm kind of wondering if they're not going to be doing this this kind of thing with this, is we're going to show that Robin existed, and then maybe somewhere towards the end of the show or end of the movie is when we're going to see somebody with the blue bird across his chest swinging into the frame for whatever reason, and that's how we're going to see Nightwing kind of drop into the universe.
Yeah.
Or has he been... Again, it depends on what we're going to get, because we don't know if it's going to be Jason Todd, we don't know if it's going to be Damian Wayne, we don't know if it's going to be Dick Grayson, and they all had different outcomes for their time as Robin, so we don't really know until we get there, but it's... Or at least until we know which Robin we're getting. I don't know. That's the fun part, I guess, though, is the waiting and speculating.
Ooh. Speaking of waiting and speculating about superheroes, because that's a great segue, I'm going to start with the first pop I opened up. This one's fucking cool. It's an unmasked Black Panther. Like, I think it's awesome.
Nice.
Gotta have a little bit of a. Yeah, I can put it right next to Star-Lord T'Challa, maybe, because I don't have any room. But there you go. I was like, dude, if you're gonna have an unmasked Black Panther, I mean, hell yeah. And just for Chadwick, love it. That's one. Thanks. Oh.
What else did you get?
Oh no, I'm gonna spread them out. I'm blowing the whole wad. You guys don't want that. I mean, I know what else I got, but actually, you know what? Here, these are open. I just learned. Actually, I have shown this before. It's somewhere. Yeah, right there. And there you can definitely see what I'm pointing at. I just learned about these. There are pops that are called chase variants. And they're apparently more valuable. They're rarer. That's a hard word to say. They're rare. Fuck. Yeah,
Rarer.
they're that. Rarer. And actually, Zach got me this one. I mean, like, if you're gonna give me really the chase variant just kind of means like, oh yeah, they have blood splattered on them, or it's something. So far, my track record with these has just been they've got more blood splatter. So my Ash versus Evil Dead is like Ash with the blood on him and shit, and he's got the chainsaw and the boomstick. But he gave me this one. It's a chase variant of Patrick Bateman with blood like all over his face, the raincoat, and it's all over the side of the box. Like,
Nice.
I mean, that. I'm like, if a chase variant of anything, like, this is fucking cool. I don't know. The guy at the store like said that to me, and I was like, I have no idea what that means. And he explained it, and I was like, oh, cool. I didn't plan on selling these, but now that I know that, I keep that for sure. Alright, two more.
Unboxing
Two-
with Jeremy.
Yeah, two more, and then I got two that are in boxes still. I know what they are, but I don't know which one's which. I bought these. I had these in my Amazon cart, so I had them paid for. And you know, you're just waiting because back there is President Loki, which took 6 months. Fucked with that. But I saw these in the store, and I thought, what the fuck am I waiting for? I'll just buy them now and then just cancel the orders. But however you feel about it. You got Neo from the new movie, and of course, we got Trinity.
They don't look similar at all.
What? Oh yeah, no, I know. One looks like John Wick with glasses, and I mean that's just Trinity. No facial hair. The third one in there is Morpheus, and then the guy in the store stopped me. He's like, "Oh, did you see the movie?" I was like, "Yeah, I did." He kind of had the same feelings we did. He's like, you're not. Well, I think the thing said you can only get 2 pops per customer, but so I wouldn't have worked anyway. He's like, you're not gonna get Morpheus. I'm like, was it Morpheus though? He's like, no, not really. He's like, that's when he's just like, I don't know how I feel about that movie, man. I'm like, yeah, it's cool, but yeah. He's like, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
It was a different program of Morpheus. Isn't that how it was explained in the movie?
Yeah, or for some reason Lawrence Fishburne. Because I hate that in the back of my head, I'm like, why isn't Lawrence Fishburne there? Why are you not here? Oh, it's 60 years in the future. Fuck you. Why? That's an excuse. Why? Why is he not there? Because I'm like, I'm glad Naomi's still here. Like, looks like she's like 387 years old, but like, whatever.
Jennifer's in the chat saying that we need to get those. I'm like, no, we'll get the original Matrix stuff. I don't want the ones from the new one.
Yeah, see, I was gonna say good luck. I think they do have them. But that's the problem with these fucking pops is you get the old versions and you gotta wait all that time to get one, and then it's like you're paying out your ass for it. It's worth it. I mean, that's what I'm saying. If it's worth it, who the fuck cares? Because I'm totally not saying that out of the reason that this is big news. I may or may not very soon come into possession of that $800 Millennium Falcon, the Lego Millennium Falcon. I don't want to talk about it. So, weird thought, I guess, now that we're on fucking stream. I was going to say, I don't know, it feels like it should be a momentous occasion, so I was like, I'm not should I live stream building it, because it's going to, be a fucking haul. It's going to take me, Rachel, and probably Zach, and I probably got to build it here, because there's no fucking where else I could probably put it. I don't know where I'd put it. Christ, that's just work though. Work gives me like these points, and you can spend points on like shit. So basically, other than the tax, you get it for free. So I got like a $500. Oh, that's so cool! That one's gonna say be saved. Hold on. Saving it for us. Sorry, just taking up the show, just dicking around with these. That's why I'm gonna just sprinkle them in here and there. This is the last one. This is the section you all were waiting for, wasn't it? Oh look, another box. Oh my god, so many boxes. So I don't have to open that one. Cut it. This is right, because they if you've been paying attention to that'd be Disney Plus, apparently everyone's all like, oh my god, they put a controversial movie back into Disney Plus. I'm like, what? What is it? Oh, it's X-Men Origins. I'm like, it's a bad movie. It's not like it's controversial. Just get over it. Damn. I'm not going to talk about that either.
The controversial means it's split down the middle. I think pretty much everybody hated that movie.
I like it because I like Wolverine and I like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. It's badass. That was the part I liked. Just seeing him do badass shit. Now, but if you really want that, go watch Logan. That is what it should be.
Yeah, Logan is a far superior movie.
Woo! Like I said, I love theater experiences. That fucking this big black lady next to me, when he fucking injected his fucking neck with that serum and he went ape shit on those guys, like flew through the air and stabbed him and just turned around. She's like, yeah, that fucking I'm like, yeah, that's what we want to see. I'm like, yeah, there he is. There's fucking a lot in this set. So I got the 20th anniversary? Yes. No. Oh, well, that hurts. This is from Origins Wolverine, but I don't really fucking care, because there's the one from the first movie. And this just is Logan. This is Logan, and that one's Wolverine. But, yeah, we got your boy right there.
That was dope. I like that.
Yeah, Logan in the tank top with the sticking out. It says from Origins Wolverine. I'm like, I don't know. There was one that they had the bone, like him in the Vietnam outfit with the bone claws, which was kind of cool, but nah. I refuse to believe that. I'm just going to believe that this is just actually Logan at the end of the movie when he went ape shit. So, what else? But the last one I thought was really fucking cool. Ooh, it's like gold. It's like fucking textured. We can't have any of this Marvel without the man himself. Was Mr. Stan Lee.
Nice. I need to get me a good Stan Lee pop figure.
This would be a good one. It's a patina like Stan Lee where it looks like a statue in a park.
Hello? Oh, now it's working.
Hi.
Sorry, my mic wasn't working. I've been talking and responding, and then I realized no one's talking back, so I went into Discord to check, and I'm like, I'm not green anymore. I better fix shit.
I was kind of wondering what happened. It's like, it's been kind of cool. Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, there's Endgame Stan Lee, so I figured, well, that's his last cameo. That was kind of nice. But the little, patina, like, park statue of, like, Stan Lee, I thought that'd be kind of a cool one to have.
Yeah, to get a good Stan Lee one.
Yeah. I saw this one. This was a newer one, so it'd be a little cheaper. Like I said, I tried to get, where is he? Way up there, that's right, top shelf. I got the 10th Doctor up there, because I was like, oh yeah, I never got that one. I really want it. And I'm like, oh, fuck me, it's like $30. All right, worth it. And now they sell for like $80 to $90, so I'm like, yeah, the longer you wait, the fucking more you're going to pay for them. But, I mean, whatever. That was it. Oh, look!
Are you done unboxing?
I'm done unboxing. Look, there's like 10 people now. See, they all came for that. You're welcome.
Well, now that you're done unboxing, let's go over some of the other ancillary stuff. I do want to remind you guys, we do have a Discord. And on the Discord, you can go in there and talk movies all the time, 24/7, when we are not actively on stream. Again, very spoilery stuff, so if you don't want the spoilers for some of the stuff, it's probably going to be in there in the Discord. But we can go in there and talk movies all the time. There's different channels in there for the different stuff that we talk about. WandaVision, Winter Soldier, Loki, stuff like that. Go check that out if you want to keep talking movies 24/7. Also, Casey puts all the streams to his terrible gaming streams in there too. So if you want to go watch that stuff, the links will be in there as well. Also, don't forget, if you support us for $5 a month on Patreon, we give away $25 in free movie tickets every month, which I'll be doing at some point over the course of this broadcast. Basically, that's just to help get everybody out to the theater. Stuff is coming back. Release schedules are finally starting to get regular again. Yeah, there's still some stuff out there that we worry about, but I do want to try to get you guys, I do want to promote you guys to go out there and support the people that are working at the theaters. They're the important ones, the ones that are selling us all the stuff at the box office and concession stand. They took a really, really bad hit over the course of the last couple of years with this pandemic. Let's get out there and support those folks that help make our theater-going experience as wonderful as it is. And, Miss Cora, what is the next topic we're talking about today?
Well, besides the obvious, coolness of all his unpacking, because I can watch him do it forever. That was fun. Well,
it's a good thing that I constantly just have an influx of pop figures coming. So
I like it. We should have a segment on every show.
Unboxing videos make a ton of money, so I'm just like, you know what? Go ahead and unbox. We get a couple extra people to stick around and subscribe, whatever.
We should have a segment. What's the opening today?
Yeah.
Right.
I'll send you an Amazon package with like razors in it and have you go, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's not. Look, I watched through again recently one of my favorite YouTubers, like way back in the day. He did a bunch of unboxing shit. Like there was one where he had to like take it outside because he's like, I don't know what's in this box. There were holes in it. Is there something alive in here? What the fuck did you guys say? And he like runs outside. And he's like scared as fuck to open it. I don't remember. It wasn't anything live, but it was just someone was fucking with him. It was awesome.
Well, the next topic is going to be actual TV related. Much like Teen Wolf and Riverdale, another nostalgic TV show is getting the dramatic reboot treatment. The trailer for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reboot, simply titled Bel-Air, dropped yesterday. The series is set to go deeper into why young Will Smith left his home in West Philadelphia, where he was born and raised, to the splendor of Bel-Air neighborhood of Southern California. Frank, what do you think of the first look at Bel-Air?
It looks kind of interesting, but not interesting enough to make me want to watch it. I mean,
it might have been a better movie.
Well, not even that. It's like I don't understand why you take these nostalgic, mostly comedic things like Teen Wolf and Riverdale and things like that and turn them into some dramatic thing. I don't understand why. It's like because I out of curiosity I watched the first couple episodes of that Teen Wolf drama that was on MTV, and it was god awful. It was just awful. I mean, it's like, because I'm used to seeing kind of this goofy thing, Michael J. Fox, a high school basketball player, finds out his dad's a werewolf, and he turns to a werewolf when the moon comes. Yeah, it's goofy, it's funny, it's 80s, it's whatever. And then they try to turn it into a soap opera. You can't just turn shit into a soap opera and have it translate out the same way. Now, it's the same thing with Riverdale. I tried watching Riverdale, even though I knew going into it, watching the first couple episodes, I knew going into it was going to be terrible, because at that point I already had my experience with Teen Wolf. For those of you who don't know, Riverdale is the Archie comics. They just took the Archie comics and they made it into a damn...
I never saw it.
They made it into a, teen soap opera dark drama. And it's got all these aspects in it that have nothing to do with the comics. There's this weird spirituality thing, ghosts and murder, and I'm like, what? None of this is a part of the original IP that we like, and I don't get it. Now, I don't know. Maybe this one will be different. I'll probably watch the first episode, but I gotta be honest, I'm gonna know in about 3 minutes if this is my thing at all. Because I don't understand why you... Look, one of the great things about the original Fresh Prince series is it came at the time where they had gotten really good about using some of these series to talk in a different way about some serious stuff. You have, of course, that one famous scene where Will Smith's freaking out about his dad. They deal with death and friends that get killed and violence and stuff like that. They dealt with all kinds of different things in a way that kind of made it a little more palatable, but still hit you hard enough to where it resonated. If you just turn this into another drama, I mean, it's like, what have you really done that the show hasn't already done? I think it would have been better to have made a sequel series where Will Smith's character has become popular or whatever, and he takes in his nephew, and then you use that to kind of talk about some of the stuff that's going on today, police brutality or whatever, anything that affects people in the black community. You can approach the things like that the same way that the show did back in the 90s. Instead of just making another, cookie cutter teen drama that like 5 people watch anyway. I mean, who the fuck watches MTV? Most people don't know these things are even shows. The same people that watch this crap are the same people that are watching Teen Mom or 16 and Pregnant or whatever other crap MTV's got on their show today. I don't know.
Teen Mom too.
Jeremy, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you can't tell me it wouldn't. I mean, you could work instead of Uncle Phil, now you got Uncle Will. That would, I mean, come on. You can't just make him Uncle Will. That'd be kind of fun. You gotta have Alfonso come in there and teach him how to fucking do the dance, all that shit. But that's what I'm saying. All these little nostalgic beats where I'm just like, okay, yeah, but like Frank said, what hadn't that show really kind of covered and dealt with? I mean, yeah, you can do more up-to-date things that are relevant today, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what this is really where this is going, because if this is like a reboot / is this an origin story? Because I'm like, didn't he spell it out right in the beginning? He left because he got in a fight. His mom got scared. It's over. Story's over. Was the fight that big of a deal? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's already, look. I can sit down with Uncle Phil. Rest in peace, dude. And just I would just listen to that man talk. Like, just give me life advice all day. You know what I mean? Because that scene. I mean, I know we all talk about that famous scene. That scene does hit me pretty fucking hard, because that's true. Like, I didn't have my real dad. I felt the same way. This guy contacted me out of nowhere when I was 18 years old. I don't know who the fuck you are at all. And then, like, I really just don't know you. And I realized, oh, that's who that is. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? I felt the same way. I was like, fuck you. Who the fuck are you? Get away from me. No. You didn't even have a chance. You don't have your chance. Just stop. Like, I felt that. So, it wouldn't hit the same way. I don't know.
Sometimes it's just, there's no reason to redo something because it was good the first time around. That's like, I will refuse to watch the remake of Footloose. I just will not watch it. The soundtrack being played online was bad enough. I mean, no.
Yeah. Well, and it ruins it ruins the Family Guy joke. Kevin Bacon was not Footloose. Like, yeah, well, now he's not. Now you ruined the joke. Thanks. Damn it.
Yeah, I don't understand the need to keep doing this. I don't even.
What have I been saying since day one?
I
Stop doing this!
Well, I've never looked at the ratings for these other shows and what they get, so I don't know if they're actually getting decent ratings or not. But it's like nobody talks about them.
It's like
I hear people talk all, like when WandaVision was going. WandaVision was huge. People were talking about it. Mandalorian, the first season, huge. Second season as well, huge. Book of Boba Fett's getting a lot of buzz right now. But it's like, but if you look at somebody who watches a lot of TV and says, "How long has Riverdale been on the air?" They're like, "What?" They don't know. Half the people A, don't know how long it's been on, or B, don't even know the TV show. They're like, "What's Riverdale?"
Well, I didn't even know what it was.
Exactly my point.
Didn't either. I was sorry.
That's what I'm saying. It's like nobody. So it's like, why do they keep going back to this? I think part of it is because they were like, hey, Will Smith's the producer on it, and we want to have Will Smith's name attached to our stuff, so we're going to go ahead and do this because it's got Will Smith's name attached to it, and Will Smith's a big popular guy, so we're going to do what Will Smith wants. I think that's part of it. But at the same time, it's like, you guys have, I mean, this has been done across a couple of different networks, and it hasn't really hit. I don't understand how they think this is going to be any different. But, whatever. Look, maybe they will find some different way. I mean, because there's been plenty of stuff that's happened in the last, since Fresh Prince went off the air that they could talk about. Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, things like that. Maybe they'll find some way to approach those kinds of things, and have like a conversation about it that isn't obtuse and heavy-handed. But I'm doubting it. And on top of that, it's not even going to be on TV. It's going to be on the internet. It's going to be on the Peacock, which is still the worst name ever for a streaming service. But it's like, traditionally, those series have not done well. So, I mean, it would make sense if you wanted to do it and make it like a 4 o'clock in the afternoon thing on your network, so that way the teenagers are watching it. That would make sense. but it's like you're putting on the Peacock. It's already something that barely anybody's watching. It's like I have Peacock simply because I wanted to watch this Lost Symbol series that came on about the Dan Brown book, and I've only watched 3 episodes of that. I haven't sat down and watched it all. The entire series is out now, and I just have not sat down and watched it. A, because in part I've been busy doing work and stuff, but also in part because there's not really anything on that platform that interests me. They don't even have Night Court. Honestly, I was just like, of all the places I should be able to find Night Court streaming, so I can start watching episodes of Night Court, it should be on the Peacock. It was a goddamn NBC property, for Christ's sake. Why the hell is that not anywhere? Why is the only place I can find Night Court behind a paywall on Amazon?
Because they made a deal with Netflix for it.
Netflix. The only place I can find it Night Court streaming is Amazon, but it's behind a paywall. And I'm like, whatever. I'm not. If I'm gonna pay for it, I'm gonna go buy the series on DVD somewhere and bring it home and watch it whenever I want.
Yeah, you said Friends. I'm like, yeah, but I have all the seasons out there on physical disc because I can watch it whenever.
Jennifer's got, I think, 3 or 4 of the seasons on Friends on DVD.
So I've got all 10.
If I wanted that, then I've got that too. But yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Look, I'm going to give the show a chance because I think it's fair, and maybe it's going to be good. Maybe I'm talking a lot of shit about a show that's actually going to blow the doors off the place, and I hope it does. But it's like they're making it less comedy and way more drama, which I don't really like. Look, there's enough drama in the world. We need more comedy. I want to be able to watch a TV show for a few minutes and laugh. I don't want to worry about whatever bullshit. I mean, I see enough of this in the news. I worry about enough of this when my kids go to school. I worry about enough of this when I take my kids out to go somewhere. I don't want to sit at home when I'm trying to unwind and watch a TV show about it. I think a comedic route would have been way better. Like I said, a sequel series I think would have been more appropriate instead of just rebooting it, because everybody hates reboots because they're reboots. So you're already got that working against you. Yeah, Will Smith's the producer, but is he really involved? I mean, let's face it. Most of the time,
it's probably just there to be a name on the credits to get people to watch.
Well, I memean, Will Smith is the producer in the Cobra Kai series. You can't tell me that motherfucker has anything to do with that series.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm willing to bet that probably him or his son were under contract for a second Karate Kid movie, and they were just like, we're going to do this Cobra Kai thing instead. And he was like, you're going to make me a producer, I'm going to sue you. And they're like, okay, we'll give you a production credit. You can't tell me that guy has anything to do with that series. Yeah. And I don't know that he has anything to do with this series. Maybe he does, because he's actually been talking about doing something like this for a long time now. But so I would imagine he's probably part of the creative team. But it's just like, really, you're only going to satisfy Will Smith.
You would think so, because I mean, it's one of his iconic fucking shows / characters that he was obviously a big part of. That would make more sense other than, hey, my son was in a remake of that movie from the 80s. Like, that seems a little more, that's more of a stretch than, him not being involved with Fresh Prince. Like, more, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. He'd be more involved with that than I would think something like Cobra Kai or even like a Karate Kid movie, other than just to put his kid in it again. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, maybe, I want this to be good, but my hopes are low. Like, for one, I'm not big on soap operas anyway, so making everything into a soap opera is kind of a turn off. But I mean, whatever. As long as Carlton still dances every now and again.
Well, if you see Alfonso dance in there, I mean, you're not going to be mad.
Well, that's the thing, is Alfonso Rivera isn't going to be in this either, as far as I know. He has anything to do with it.
Well, Andrew Garfield said he had nothing to do with Spider-Man, but look what happened.
True. True.
Money,
Very true.
money, money.
Exactly. Money talks. If they throw him a big enough check, he's going to be like, well, I'll go ahead and leave Dancing with the Stars for a few minutes and film the scene.
Not unusual. He's just going to come just fucking in there just doing his thing.
Yeah, that's going to be the big cameo in the first episode. Is they're going to go to Vegas for a show. It's going to be Alfonso Rivera and Tom Jones doing a thing at the residency in Vegas.
Right.
But, I don't know. Get out in the comments below. Let us know what you guys think. The reboot of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, simply titled Bel-Air. Whatever. The marketing doesn't really speak to me. Maybe it speaks to you. Go down in the comments below and let us know what you guys think. Cora, what's the next thing we're going to be talking about tonight? Hey, Cora's microphone might be messed up again.
Shit. Good talk, everybody. See? If I hadn't blown my whole fucking wad on these pops in one go, that would have been a filler. God damn it. Actually, there she went. And she's back.
Me now?
Yeah.
I've been talking. Anyways, you asked me what the next topic was. It's the continuing story of Boba Fett, which gave us the third chapter this week in the journey of the famed bounty hunter turned crime boss. Jeremy, what did you think of the action and story progression of episode 3?
Holy shit. If what we're suggesting is about to happen, I am fucking here for it. I am in. I know this is going to make Frank really happy. This is also why my sign says that. It's magenta in space. Holy shit. You don't even have to say anything to me. You just put Danny Trejo there. I don't care what he's doing. I'm sold. He's a fucking Rancor trainer. Fuck yes. Okay, look, when they showed the Rancor, I'm glad I held off on my sign, because I'm like, I think I know where this is going. And that week, that is going to be the thing I said I'm going to put up there. Yeah, we're starting to get a little more balls deep into this whole, I guess, kind of crime family Godfather-esque type situation here with these different syndicates and shit that run this part of Mos Espa. And to be honest, I said it. I'm sure Frank was thinking it and also said it. If you want to see a showdown with the Wookiee and fucking Boba Fett, I mean, we fucking got it. Oh my god. I was hoping he was still dreaming, but
I don't even think that's the big showdown either. I think that was just a taste of what's coming.
No, I mean, like, I thought I wanted to see a showdown. That's not the final thing. I just wanted to see them fucking tussle it out. And like I said, I thought he was still dreaming. I was hoping he was, but I was like, okay, this is going on for a minute. I don't think it's really happening. Got a cool cyborg biker gang on his side now, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, I think I said if there's only 6 episodes, it's probably about to pop off fast because I can. It's always telegraphed when you know it's gonna go to black screen where. She's like, oh, this is about to be war. And he's like, well, then you best be prepared. I'm like, oh, shit, there's the black... Yep, that's it. Fuck, I want to see more.
Yeah, I love so much of this episode.
Very good.
Until I got to these tards. I swear to God, I was like, what the hell? Look, for one, Danny Trejo, you will never, ever, ever see me shit on anything with Danny Trejo in it. Danny Trejo is the only Mexican on this planet cooler than me. I just love Danny Trejo. And the fact that he was like a Rancor trainer made it that much cooler. Because like there was a big part of me after the last episode that was like, I want to see another Rancor beast in that pit. And now we got it, which is fantastic. And then we get the fucking... I don't know what the fuck this is. Jesus Christ. It
was a little goofy.
I was enjoying this episode so much until we got to the Power Rangers on Vespas. I can't...
Everybody's been saying that, like, they put the Power Ranger theme over top of that fucking chase scene. I'm like, you're right, but like, I don't know.
I don't get it. This does not fit at all.
The bikes are what throw me off. Like, why are they so bright, so vibrant, and so shiny? Nothing on Tatooine looks like that.
I swear to God, I was watching this episode trying to think of names for them. I came up with the Rainbow Warriors. That was one that I really liked.
Rainbow Six.
I was like, look, and even that car chase thing that they were in, which I thought in and of itself was kind of cool to see a car chase, but it's like every time it cut to one of them, it just took me out of it. Having this gang of young kids is kind of weird anyway. Doing the bidding for the mob boss, it's kind of weird. But I'm like, but having watched as many mob movies as I've watched. And read up on the mob history, that's kind of how a lot of shit works. So it's like, you
gotta have your street guys. You got the street muscle.
But then you're putting them on Vespas. And I was like, for one, these do not look like cool Star Wars little things you ride around. I don't understand who thought of this idea. Then you paint them all these really vibrant colors.
It does kind of stand out.
The entire theme of this series is sand and kind of gritty and not dark, but I mean just desert. You put all this color in there, and it doesn't look right. The aesthetics are wrong. I don't like them being on bikes at all, really, to be honest. But I mean, I swear to God, I was waiting for one of these guys to whip out the pedals and start pedaling after that fucking speeder when they were trying to chase down the guy with the weird fucking ponytails. I didn't. It's just that whole thing doesn't work for me.
So I was like, where'd they get them? And Rachel's like, they probably stole them. Like, they probably did, but From fucking who? What?
Now, having Stephen Root was cool, because I expected him to walk up into Boba Fett's chamber and be like, he stole my stapler. Can you get my stapler?
No, but he's like, they stole my stuff. Did they steal your stapler? Did they take your stapler?
For those of you who
he was like, oh, they...
But,
that took me a second, because I was like, who is that guy? Who is that guy? I'm like,
that's
the dude from Office
Space. He's been in a lot of, I mean, he did an arc in, like, The West Wing, which was really cool, and he's been in a lot of stuff that I've loved. So as soon as I saw him, I was like, hey, it's Stephen Root. But it's like, but then again, I was like, just say the word stapler. It doesn't even need to be in the voice to say the word stapler, and I'll be happy. But it was nice to see him in there. Cora, have you ever seen Office Space?
Only like 25, 30 times.
Okay, well, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But,
banging on the wall, turn on, channel, blah, blah. That one.
Yeah, I mean, everything about this.
You know, Frank, I think you and Jeremy need more flair.
Oh yeah, we do.
Do not.
Need more flair.
Do not. No, you don't understand. I'm taking a stand. It's not only these. I will walk in my room right now and I'll pull out an entire glass goblet of fucking flair. I am not fucking around. I collect so many fucking pins too. You have no fucking idea. Sorry, I probably have more than 37 pieces, so minimum Frank is going to be really high.
Yeah, he's got his flair.
I definitely do.
Fun thing about that movie, Cord, I don't know if you realize, that manager that she's talking to in that scene is Mike Judge. He's the creator of Beavis and Butthead. He was the one that directed the film.
I did not know that.
That's Mike Judge. He's the creator of Daria and Beavis and Butthead. We talked about that last week.
Wow. Small world.
But
wasn't he the one who also directed that movie?
Yeah, he directed.
Or he was. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I was really into all the stuff in this episode until you get to the. I swear to God, between the tracksuit mafia in Hawkeye and the Power Rangers on Vespas, the Rainbow Squadron, whatever the hell they are in this. Look, even Disney, for as great as they've handled the Star Wars and Marvel stuff on Disney Plus, they were going to make a flub here and there. This is a flub. It needs to go. They need to go away very, very quickly. They kind of take me out of all of it. But other than that, I really like that fight scene between the Wookiee and Boba Fett. I don't think it wasn't a great fight. It basically was just like the Black Wookiee throwing him all over his bedroom.
He got ambushed, man.
But yeah, he got ambushed when he was asleep in his little water chamber tube thing. But
back to tank, yeah.
It is going to be interesting to see what happens with him in the future, because when you see the Black Wookiee leave, he basically is just letting him go, and then he's walking off. But I feel like that's not it. I feel like there's going to be more between these two, and I'm ready to see it happening. There
is more. There's comics, because I looked it up and I trying to remember where I thought I knew that from, and it said there's the comics holds the answer. I'm like, I think there is more of them. Apparently, I think also when Darth Vader asked for Jabba's 2 best bounty hunters, he sent that Wookiee and Boba Fett. So I'm assuming that's what happened in Empire. That's why we saw them. I'm like, yeah, but we didn't see the Wookiee. But I'm willing to let that go, because that's why we were introduced to Boba Fett, and I think that's where that was from. Because they're like, well, did they have a history? Like, yeah, maybe a mild, they're in the same profession, but maybe not too much of an interaction. So I don't know. My other thing was, did you notice that dude's little hover car thing, the front end kind of looked like a Pontiac GTO kind of style?
Not knowing my cars all that well, I didn't notice, but I was trying to find some similarities between that and like Luke's speeder from episode 4, from the New Hope.
Honestly, the one I thought it looked close to was the one that Han and Kara used in Solo, right in the beginning, when that little kind of flat, streamlined one they used to get off of Corellia. Yeah. I think it was supposed to look like a Ford of some sort, which is obviously a joke because of Harrison Ford, and this is the Solo movie. I can't remember which car it's supposed to look like, but yeah. Because, again, all these things in Star Wars are based off of real life objects, because that's how they do. You take something that you see every day, like the woman's razor is well known for being the Jedi communicator. They just break it apart, glue some other little crap on it, give it a paint job, boom, now you got a 2-way Jedi radio. I'm like, it's a fucking woman's razor, but you don't know that unless you look at it, you're like, oh, I see it. There's the handle. Okay. For fuck's sake, Luke's / Anakin's lightsaber was an old flashbulb holder from a camera. They just took the bulb out, took the back out of it, and put some crap on it, and boom, lightsaber. You know what I mean? It's mind blowing how they think of that shit.
Or Geordi's eyepiece was actually a hair thing from Star Trek. TNG.
Oh,
It's actually a headband. that
yeah.
they changed.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You work with what you fucking got. And it's weird.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
but also, I thought it was weird that the Hutts kind of gave up as fast as they did.
Well, I'm kind of with Boba Fett, though. He's like, trust that. I don't trust that. I'm
He's like,
no,
yeah, I
you
don't trust
shouldn't.
those fuckers at all.
I wouldn't either, because there's no way. Because he's like, there's no way they would just. That wouldn't. That's not their style.
I kind of wonder if there's a bigger bad guy coming out, though.
Ooh,
Well, they
like
just-
a boss.
Because they did
In a
say.
video game?
They did say, well, we're going to leave, and we suggest that you should, too. I'm like, is there some reason maybe they're worried about somebody? Somebody bigger than them, like you said? I don't know. There's more to that mayor than fucking meets the eye. There's got to be.
Yeah, like I said, I wonder if there's not somebody bigger from the Star Wars universe that is going to be popping in. But at the same time, there's only 3 episodes left. You can't really introduce a new character right now without...
So we get a season 2?
without... Yeah, well, I mean, I think we're going to.
I hope so.
But I don't know. I'm interested. I'm still interested in what's going on. I know some people are kind of shitting on this a little bit. They're like, fucking, it's kind of the whole season has kind of been a disappointment, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think so.
Let it run. Let it run. It'll probably... Look, that whole scene with Danny Trejo and Tamara Morrison talking about this fucking rank. I mean, also, hold on. Slight backtrack. We've heard like twice now, oh my god, Tatooine used to be fucking have oceans. It was covered in water. I'm like, what the fuck happened? You want to make this canon now. What happened? All of a sudden. And I know Boba Fett's like, oh, I grew up surrounded by water. I'm like, yeah, Kamino was constantly fucking raining and it was just flooded in fucking water. Yeah, I like that we kind of got a little bit more lore on this this Rancor. That's like, yeah, I wonder if this is like a pit bull joke, like the Rancor is like the pit bull of fucking the Star Wars universe, where it's like, yeah, it looks like it's mean and angry and it's bred for fighting, and it's like that's not how that's supposed to work. Like, no, he's actually really sweet. They're actually quite loving, and they like, they imprint on the first person they see, and he's loyal. He's like, this is only a baby. I'm like, oh, we're gonna train it. He's like, oh, we're gonna train. And when he said like the Night Sisters of Dathomir fucking ride these things, I'm like, oh my god, if this motherfucker rides a Rancor, that's it. Holy shit, you peaked. I want to see that shit.
He said he's going to learn how to ride one.
Oh my god, I'm so fucking ready for that.
I was like, I want a Rancor beast. I want my own.
You want Danny Trejo to bring you a Rancor?
Danny Trejo on his little floating big whatever the hell thing to roll up to my garage and be like, here's your Rancor beast, homie. Like, oh fuck yeah.
Right.
I'd be like, hey, Danny Trejo, me and you, buddy. Let's do
Right.
this. Let's party.
Oh man. Yeah.
You and me about tequila and a Rancor beast. Let's tear this town up.
Yeah. And I like that kind of ties in a little bit. I don't remember where else we've mentioned them, because that was in the Jedi Fallen Order game, talking about Dathomir and the Night Sisters. If you ever play that game, Night Sister Marin is one of your companions. It's like they're like, we assume we Jedi are like space wizards basically, but these people are like these witches are like actual like sorceress. It's kind of weirdly off-putting, but I'm like, it makes sense. They have this otherworldly type of magic to themselves in their own right, and they have the Zabraks there, which if you know what a Zabrak is, it's actually one half of Darth Maul. That's what his race is. He's actually half Sith, half Zabrak.
I said, which half? Because he got kind of dissected.
No,
Bottom half or top half?
Yes. No, I mean like the weird paint job, that pattern, and then the horns are what a Zabrak is, and a Sith is just, they look human, but their skin is like that bright red. So like that's what Darth Maul is. He's a mix of those two races. So his mom and dad were one of each. So I'm saying the Zabrak are from Dathomir with those the Night Sisters. It's a fun game. If you don't mind a Dark Souls type game, Play Jedi Fallen Order. It's a lot of fucking fun.
I haven't played too many of the games. I played Pod Racer a couple of times because it's kind of it's not a game you got to think at. It's just a racing game. But
yeah, no, it's a fun fucking game. I'm not gonna lie. It was hard at first. It's kind of unrelenting, but then once you kind of get your groove together, you get some, lightsaber moves, some force moves, and all kinds of shit like that. And also you have to realize it plays like a Souls game. So if you die, you lose all that shit, and then that last enemy that killed you has it, so you can kill him and get it back, hopefully, or you can just move on and just say fuck it. I wasn't expecting that from a Star Wars game, but here we are.
So, Cora, have you been keeping up on the book of Boba Fett? What are some of your thoughts?
Me?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet because I still haven't finished Mandalorian.
I don't think you
don't
really
have
need to finish Mandalorian.
I thought I would have to be honest.
But put it this way, Rachel hasn't seen Mandalorian, but it's not like she can't watch this and not have it still make sense. I was like, well, the only thing you're missing is,
I guess my
hey,
concern,
Boba Fett exists, and so does Fennec Shand.
I guess my concern was watching it would mean that it would somehow spoil Mandalorian for me.
Nah.
Okay. Well, maybe I will then.
It's its own thing. Okay. It got dark for a sec.
No, it's me.
I'm glad you asked, because then maybe people like me who haven't seen it may see it now. So
no, they're not really that connected in a way. I mean, you see how if you watch Mandalorian, like that, like kind of my friend was saying, like you see Boba Fett in Mandalorian for a hot minute, and then it's like, oh yeah, now it trailed off. Now it's this show. Now he's got his show.
mm-hmm.
You kind of see the lead up to like how we found him in Mandalorian. And then
Gotcha.
there's an episode that introduced Fennec Shand, but that's about it. Yeah.
Now let's talk about how awesome Ming-Na Wen is in the series. Dude,
Yeah.
she is every bit the badass that I wanted her to be.
Is she the one that was in the TV show with Coulson?
Yes.
Yes.
She's fantastic.
Oh yeah,
she's great. A little throwing knife in the stock of her gun. Like why? But I'm like, I don't care. It's awesome.
I know. I want one of those.
Yeah, seriously, I want her gun. I don't know what other little Batman gadget she's got stashed away in that thing. Like, holy shit.
No doubt. But hey, go down in the comments below. Let us know what you guys think of The Mandalorian. It's gotten a little bit of shit. I'm not gonna lie. I don't understand it. I think it's different. I think it's good. I think part of my problem is it's like these. You don't really have a chance to build with 6 episodes. You really have to kind of get to it. And I think the first couple episodes is a little bit of a slower build. But the payoff to that slower build is that the last 2 or 3 episodes are going to be fucking bonkers. They're going to be some crazy shit.
He's going to ride in on a goddamn Rancor and I'm going to fucking lose my mind.
Dude, that's going to be the thumbnail when that happens is going to be him riding a fucking Rancor on Tatooine.
Fucking please.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be a killer ending. I think it's gonna happen really, really fast. The last couple episodes. One of the things I forgot to point out is they're continuing with the flashbacks of him and his time with the Sand People. And I was like, I've actually kind of dug it. It's like at first, part of me was kind of like, we did those with Arrow for way too long, and it was kind of obnoxious. And I wasn't really sure if I was gonna like it here, but I've kind of liked it. It's kind of a different way of looking at not just the character of Boba Fett, but it's also a different way of looking at the Sand People. It's like, because they've always just been like this really annoying group of assholes that take pot shots at you in the desert when you're trying to pod race, or
kill Luke's mom.
They kill Luke's mom and dad, or uncle. Oh yeah, kill Luke's mom. Yeah, they did kill Luke's mom, but
no, they killed Anakin's mom. The Empire killed.
I get it mixed up.
The Empire killed Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
Like, wait a minute. I had to stop and think, like, wait. No.
But you see, there's so much of it, sometimes it's hard to keep track of. But, I mean, yeah, that's all you really know about them. You don't really know anything about them as a race of people. And I thought it was really interesting, that whole thing in episode 2 with the train that was speeding across the desert. About how they're just sitting there chilling out, and this train goes by, and they're just taking pot shots at the Sand People. You're making them a bit more sympathetic than what you've made them in the past, which isn't a bad
They really
thing.
are.
which isn't a bad thing. I kind of dig it because I think there probably is some stories to tell with the Sand People that could be cool, but I don't know how you tell them when all they do is go, and that's the only language they speak. I mean, it's like listening to Casey talk, for crying out loud.
Oh boy!
Oh, Casey!
Oh boy!
I mean,
yeah, coming after you, Casey. You know what you did? You're guilty, you son of a bitch. You killed Betty White.
Is he? We'll find out.
Yeah, it's all part of the
fun. They are kind of like like it or not, it is kind of the whole like they're the Native Americans, you know.
Oh yeah, that's actually a pretty good comparison.
That's kind of, yeah, it's like, no, you don't understand that. They've been here before anyone else had been. Like, I mean, they even said in this episode, he's like, they've been here since the ocean's dried. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of their fucking place. They know, like, I think they even, the one before, they said, you know every grain of sand on this fucking planet. I'm like, yeah. So, you might think, just from an outside opinion, I mean, like you said, with Anakin, like, he said, I hate them. I can't, you know. What do you say? They're animals, and I slaughtered them like animals. I'm like, yeah, man, but like, it's. I don't know what you really expect from them. Fuck, you grew up on that planet. Like, I don't know. I thought you maybe would have known or had a little bit more respect for them. I don't know. Unless you still saw them in that way. I mean, that's how they still portrayed them because they said they.
Has George Lucas ever talked about the roots of what inspired the Sand People in his lore?
I'm sure he probably has. One of the interesting things about George Lucas is he didn't just like dream these things up. They're all kind of based on something. Like the Empire itself was kind of based on the Third Reich. So, I mean, all these things are inspired by something. I'm sure he probably has. He's given so many talks about the inspiration behind all the stuff in Star Wars. I'm sure it's in there somewhere. But I can imagine it was probably that he probably saw something that was like, you know what, I'm going to kind of base these people on this. But I mean, I like the comparison that Jeremy makes. Like it is kind of a comparison to the Native Americans. I mean, they've been around for longer than really everybody else. They kind of know more about all these places than everybody else. It seems like you know, they're always the ones that are being infringed on. Same thing with the Sand People. It's like maybe they feel like this piece of desert that this train is trying to go through is their piece of land. And they're feeling like they're being infringed on. There's probably getting a little too deep for all of it, but I mean. Yeah, I can definitely figure out how they may have been inspired by something else that George Lucas saw.
They're just trying to live their life, man, and they can't because they're forced to live the way they do because of all this. Like, it's weird. There's about as much sense as I'm like, why the fuck was this desert planet covered in oceans at one point? Oh, explain that. I don't know. Something happened. There's two suns on that planet, for fuck's sake. It's gotta be hot.
All I know is Danny Trejo rolled up with a fucking Rancor beast, and that made me happy. As soon as I saw his scowl, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's my dude right there."
I saw him like, "Oh,
Mano, what's up?"
Like I knew as soon as I think Rachel saw it sooner than I did. She freaked out. She's like, "Wait, is that?" I'm like, "What?" And I saw it a little bit closer. I'm like, "It's Danny Trejo." I'm like, "Oh my, Frank's gonna be happy."
I was so happy when I said. Every time I see Danny Trejo, I'm happy. He makes my heart happy.
You can't be mad. Come on.
He makes my Mexican heart happy.
Yes. I was like, man, I know he's mentioned it. Like, he always plays a lot of bad dudes in movies. I'm like, has he ever played a good guy? I'm like, well, other than Spy Kids, but remember, that's apparently supposed to still be the same Machete from the other movies. I'm like, yeah, but family-friendly version of him, maybe. Like, he's just always been a bad guy.
He's a good guy in Fanboys.
That, you know what? That's true. That's true.
He's the wisdomed old man in Fanboys.
he's the chief.
He's essentially kind of the Yoda.
Yeah, he is. Oh my God.
He's kind of the Yoda in that movie, which is hilarious.
Oh no. Chief likes to refer to himself in the third person. Causes confusion, especially with the bitches. I'm like, is he Danny Trejo or is he just playing his character? I'm like, I think he's doing both.
I think he's both. Every Danny Trejo character is the same thing. It's just him, Danny Trejo, in a different name.
Yeah, it's just kind of him being him.
None of it's ever wrong. It always works out so well.
Can I say the same thing about Samuel L. Jackson?
Sometimes.
Yeah,
I would say Mace Windu, as badass as Mace Windu is, I don't think Mace Windu is the same as Nick Fury or the role that he played in
Snakes on a Plane.
Movie.
Oh, like Jules.
Motherfucking
Yeah.
snakes on this motherfucker.
Well, no. Did you see that little comparison that they said Jules is Nick Fury?
Yeah, something about the
Because
Bible
you know what
verse
that.
being on Nick Fury's gravestone when
Yeah, like he just likes to make jokes.
I just think
Come
it's
on.
something he does to fuck with people. But,
Well, and what was in the case? I'm like, was it the Soul Stone? Was that what that was? I'm like, no, it fucking wasn't. But whatever. Sure, it was the
Could've been.
fucking Soul Stone.
could have been.
I-
Never know. It very easily could have been.
I think they said his character was actually more so supposed to be the character you see in Kill Bill.
Oh, the piano
What-
player.
Yeah, like I was like something piano. I'm like, yeah, I think they said Jules is supposed to be that guy, maybe later in life that you saw in Kill Bill. I was like, that I could see. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know.
There's no way that the Viper Assassin Squad would have been able to roll up in there on Mace Windu. Mace Windu would have handled that shit. Purple lightsaber and all, swinging all around.
Hey, he flew out that window. He was still alive. I'm just saying.
That's true. That is true.
If we see an old fucking disheveled, like disformed Mace Windu, oh boy.
Yeah, also, further DC news, something I meant to bring up when we were talking about the Robin stuff is, I think it was yesterday, they wrapped production on Aquaman 2.
Alright.
So, principal photography is done for Aquaman. There's probably going to be some reshoots, but principal photography is done. That movie is in the editing bay now, probably being worked on as we speak by James Wan and everybody in his editing crew. So we're that much closer to seeing what DC's got coming for us on the Aquaman front. And Wonder Woman 3 is apparently still moving forward too. So that's hopefully going to start filming at some point this year. I saw some point late this summer is when they want to start filming Wonder Woman 3. So I don't know if
There's
that's
interest in it.
So you say reshoots. I'm like, yeah, there's somebody they're not going to do reshoots for, but whatever. No, not business.
There's reshoots for every big movie.
I know, but that's not what I'm at. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know. Let it go. They were in a toxic relationship. They were mean to each other.
That's, the fucking no. The scales are vastly tipped in one direction, and it's kind of pissing me off.
They were mean to each other. They were in a bad relationship.
I understand that, but I'm saying
Johnny alone to deal with her own shit.
The aftermath of this is stupid. That's what I'm saying.
Well, let's be honest though. Johnny Depp's been an odd bird for a long, long time.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Even before all this, people had to think really, really hard before they cast him in anything. Because he's just one of those people that is oddly demanding and specific about the little things, where most people are just like, put me in front of a camera and let me do my thing. So he's had a bit of a reputation for a while.
And when he did the Jack Sparrow character, everyone's like, "Oh, that is so Johnny Depp," because he was such a weirdo.
Well, he had a lot of a hand in it because he's like, it was based off of
Keith Richards.
I know, but you know what I'm getting at is it seemed very Johnny Depp because he is so weird.
Does anything he does not seem just kind of Johnny Depp? I don't know. That's.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that he is, a bit of an odd duck.
He is.
Yeah.
I think all these celebrity people are kind of odd anymore.
You have to be to want that kind of a life where you have no privacy, you work all the time, and not even about money, but not having any normalcy.
I don't know if you have to I don't know if you're already that way. I think a lot of people go into stuff like that with good intentions, but everything is amplified once you get to that level. So it's like the little things aren't good enough anymore. You need the bigger things, and then after you've had that for a while, you need the bigger thing, and then next thing you know, you're on the Lolita Express to fuck Island, and you're screwing around with 14-year-olds because whatever else you were doing wasn't enough, and that's how you end up getting in trouble. It's like these people, fame does something weird. I've said it 100 times. I'd love to be famous, but I want nothing to do with fame. Nothing to do with it.
Didn't the great Carrie Fisher even say that as like a joke? She's like, when you get famous, you get older, it just gets so much easier, your life slows down, it gets kind of calm. And she didn't even break a beat. She's like, that's not fucking true. That's not even what happens. I'm like, right. Just like in the same tone, she's like, that's not true. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, without missing a beat, she's like, yeah, we all know how this shit goes. And
Yeah, that
look,
doesn't happen.
and look, these two aren't the only example of fame going sideways. I mean,
I know.
there's lists, thousands of people long of it just went sideways for a lot of people. All good intentions, but they all get mixed up in this shit, and it all goes wrong. Sometimes it's not their fault. Sometimes it is. It's like I said, I'd love to be famous. I just don't want anything to do with fame.
I want to pose a question about this Aquaman movie. Do you? I mean, it's not that I want to keep talking about this. I want to know. Do you think maybe the movie might suffer because people will be straight up pissed off that, like, oh look, well, Fantastic Beasts, it doesn't even have Johnny Depp and it's got Mads Mikkelsen. And they're not going to go see Aquaman because Amber Heard's still in it, or I feel like that's going to be kind of an unfair byproduct of, like, the movie might suffer and it didn't have to because of the whole crap surrounding.
I won't listen to Michael Jackson music anymore because of what he did to kids. So
Allegedly.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's a personal thing.
Yeah,
maybe that's what I'm saying. It seems like more of a personal thing because this is, when you look at it, you're like, oh, this is Aquaman, like, but it's these people. This is what's going on in their lives, and this is what's happening. I'm like, yeah, I know you want to separate them, but I'm just wondering if it's gonna just unfairly suffer because of that shit. Is what I'm saying.
It might, but the thing is, that was between two adults, and whether up from down with that, it was between adults, and people should just respect that, I think. And honestly, if they could have had that shit be private, they didn't have to go to court. I don't think either of them would want that out.
Well, but
all
like
that
Frank,
stuff shared about their lives.
it doesn't,
like
help either one of them.
But is it really going to be private though? Like Frank
Because-
said, like that's not going to be.
Because Amber Heard, I mean, let's face it, other than Aquaman, what has she done since all this shit started? She's not signed any movie deals either.
Nothing.
Yeah, she's not. I have a feeling, honestly, the only reason she's in this movie is because she was contractually obligated, and if they wanted to recast her, they were going to have to pay her a lot of fucking money. And they were kind of like, well, it'll be less of a headache to go ahead and put her in the movie like we planned than it would be to recast her to cut her part altogether. So
was Johnny Depp not contractually obligated to play?
I don't know.
That's what I'm like. That's a little weird then.
Now,
if that's the
now they may have come to a payout. Maybe they thought maybe they thought that it was going to be a better value to pay Johnny Depp a couple $1 million to walk away so they can recast it with Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, and nothing against Matt Nicholson, man. I'm like, he's a good actor.
I would rather see
Johnny
Depp in the role, but I mean,
sure, but I'm just like, I could totally see dude killing it in this movie. Yeah, I made the joke that what happened in the third Harry Potter? Dumbledore suddenly looked a little different, didn't he? I'm like, yeah, because well, we're on the third Fantastic Beasts movie, and suddenly this guy looks different. I'm like, yeah, damn it.
I mean, is it going to affect Aquaman? I think where it's going to affect Aquaman mostly is going to be on, and I hope they fix this, because recently they've done things to fix this. I think what you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of assholes on Rotten Tomatoes just going to give me a shitty score, and in their reviews they're going to be like, the movie's great except for that bitch Amber Heard, justice for Johnny, and you're going to see a lot of stupid shit like that.
That's what I'm saying.
You might see that happen, but I mean, the movie itself, I mean, if you want to go into the movie and bash the movie, you still have to pay for a ticket to go see the movie. So, I mean, they're getting their money either way. I mean,
so the joke's on them
so,
because they're getting the revenue.
Yeah,
I want to see.
I just went in there and watched this movie and wore my Amber Heard as a whore shirt, but you just paid $17.50 to go sit in the theater and see it. So,
right,
you just paid Amber Heard's salary to go sit in there and wear a shirt saying Amber Heard is a whore, and she's never going to see it or know who the fuck you are. So, what did you really accomplish? I mean, there's probably going to be petitions again of we shouldn't show this movie because Amber Heard is a bitch and blah blah blah. And I don't think it's going to matter much to the
culture
numbers.
Bullshit is what it is.
Yeah.
I just look.
I love that movie. I love the first movie, and I mean, I love Jason Momoa, and I want to see this sequel because I'm excited. No, I mean, I love the movie Never Back Down. It's got Amber Heard in it, like younger. It's probably like 2008 or something. The movie came out. And I'm like, well, I mean, I can get past that. I mean, maybe it's because I've seen that movie so many times and I do like it. I'm just kind of like, yeah, she's in it. Yeah, weird.
Well, I mean, think of it this way: if you just stop,
I don't know. I can get past it.
If you just stopped liking everything because somebody involved in the making of that thing did some stupid shit, you want to know some of the movies that you and I wouldn't be able to watch anymore? All the Jay and Silent Bob stuff, baby. You know who made those?
Or everything that
Miramax.
involved Jeffrey or Henry
Miramax?
Weinstein.
Exactly.
Weinstein.
Everything.
Weinstein, I know.
Harvey Weinstein is the one that greenlit and bankrolled most of Kevin Smith's early stuff. So we wouldn't have Dogma, we wouldn't have Clerks. We wouldn't have most of the US Universe stuff.
Fanboys,
we wouldn't have. I mean, because they were asking this question a lot when the allegations surfaced against Kevin Spacey. They were like, "Can you watch Kevin Spacey's stuff anymore and not, and not feel shitty about it?" It's like, well, yeah. I mean, I separate the actor from his real life. I mean, Kevin Spacey is a fantastic actor who's made some great movies.
He was a rapist.
Now, could I watch something that he made tomorrow? Maybe I wouldn't be in such a big hurry to go watch it. Okay. But I mean, I go back.
Yes, maybe that's where I'm at.
Yeah, but I can go back and watch things like 21. I can go back and watch things like The Negotiator or the first seasons of House of Cards, and I can watch them again and still enjoy them the same way I enjoyed them. But if he were to come out with something now, it's like, maybe I'm not gonna run out to see this movie. Maybe I need to give it some more time because now I know what I didn't know before, and it's gonna be harder for me to cheer this person on or want to support them with my movie ticket, knowing what I know. That's totally acceptable. But like I said, I mean, if you wanted to, there's a lot of rumors about a lot. Look, there's no bullshit. Everybody loves Tom Hanks, right?
Not everybody.
I know. Well, most people like Tom Hanks.
He's kind of a douche, I heard.
You want to know one of those names that's been circulating around all the Epstein stuff?
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Tom Hanks. A lot of people thought the timing of him, because him and his wife got COVID early on in the pandemic when he was in Australia shooting this Elvis movie. And then they got over it when they were in Australia. They came back to the States. And then as this Epstein stuff really started to heat up, him and his wife inexplicably disappeared off to Greece and were completely off the grid for like 8 months. And a lot of people thought because one of the names that was potentially or rumored to be on the Epstein list of his clients was Tom Hanks.
If Prince Andrew's on the list, nobody should be surprised by who may end up on the list.
I wouldn't be surprised if anybody was on that list. But I mean,
I know there's no yeah.
But I mean, but if his name does end up on the list, are you not going to be able to enjoy Castaway the same as you enjoyed it? Are you not going to be able to enjoy Big? Are you not going to be able to enjoy the Da Vinci Code? I mean, it shouldn't take away from the stuff you've already watched and you've already come to love. But if he was going to make another movie after that, I'd be like, maybe I'm not going to run out to buy a ticket for this one. Maybe I wait until it drops on the streaming service for free.
The line is when it's minors and children. That's why the Michael Jackson thing, and that's why, I could give two shits about Johnny Depp. They're both adults.
Yeah. Like I said, they were in a toxic relationship. They were both assholes to each other. I mean, if you want to try to say that one has got 55% of the blame, the other one's got 45, whatever, it's all the same. They were dicks to each other. Like I said, look, Johnny Depp was kind of an interesting, weird, difficult person to work with before all this. And Amber Heard has not gotten a whole lot of movie offers since all this shit started. So, the people are backing way off of her too. So you can't say that she's not missed out on a few roles because of all this. Now, will she have an easier time making a comeback? Probably. And maybe that's not entirely fair, but let's face it, they're both gonna be on screen again at some point. Johnny Depp's got way too big of a name. He is a very good actor, despite the fact that he picks all these cartoony roles. The movie he just made that was released in Europe like forever ago, Minamata, he plays the like a war correspondent photographer, which I've actually read is actually a really good movie. That's supposed to be releasing here in the States at some point soon, if it hasn't already. I'm interested in seeing that because Johnny Depp can act, so I'll go watch his shit, but whatever. I mean, it's kind of an individual taste when it comes down to whether you're going to watch somebody's stuff after they've been accused of or been proven to do some stupid shit. Like I said, don't watch a Harvey Weinstein movie ever again if it really bothers you that much, because if you want to cut all of Harvey Weinstein and Miramax out of your life, you're cutting a whole lot of movies out of your list of movies you want to watch. So,
like, could you watch anything that Alfred Hitchcock did or Stanley Kubrick?
Mm-hmm.
Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. My mind was blown when I learned that Hitchcock's wife was behind a lot of all the things people loved about his work, and he never gave her credit.
And let's face it, all the way back to its inception, Hollywood has been a pretty shitty cesspool of a place. I mean,
yeah.
I know people were really surprised when all the Me Too stuff started to come around and Harvey Weinstein. Let's face it, all the way back to the silent film days, there was producers saying, "Hey, you want this role? Maybe you come by my trailer later today." That's been a part of Hollywood forever. That Hollywood it's been an open secret forever. They've all let it happen. I mean, you can be mad about it all you want, but there's facts. It's a fact that Meryl Streep had gotten a hold of Harvey Weinstein more than once and said, "You can stop what you do." So it was not a secret to anybody in Hollywood. They didn't do anything about it. So they all need to pay a little bit of a price one way or the other. But that might be a whole other video. Thank God the Me Too stuff is kind of slowed down a bit. I mean, there's still
The thing is,
accusations getting thrown around, but for the most part, it's not dominating the news anymore.
you have to pick and choose your battles, and if you complain about everything, it just becomes a crying wolf bullshit.
That's what I mean with all these accusations. I'm like, well, see, no one's gonna take you seriously if that's what you're. If you just think, oh, how easy would this be if I just said, hey, this person did this to me, and like, well, you don't have to prove it. Apparently, they're gonna be canceled that same day, and then when you find out it's not true, and then there's no repercussions for the accuser, and then the accusee now has to fight this uphill fucking battle for no fucking reason now. Like, they still have to live with that repercussions of, essentially nothing. An empty accusation. I'm like, it's so dumb.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
Yeah. That's a whole other podcast though.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
that is. I mean, like, an interesting topic to be sure, but I mean, just definitely a whole other podcast. Maybe we'll do, like, I don't know. Maybe if there's a slow news week or something like that, we can kind of do a deep dive into some of the stuff that's
About cancel culture.
That's been I mean,
Hollywood.
all the negative stuff about Hollywood. Just kind of put our grievances out there, air it all out, put some thoughts. That probably wouldn't be the worst thing to do. I mean, that way we can just kind of blow off some steam about all the shit in Hollywood that we don't like, all the stupid shit they do, and then kind of get it out of our systems, because let's face it, Hollywood's not a perfect place. But you guys get down in the comments. Let us know what you guys think all the stuff that we just talked about. I mean, there's some heavy discussions to be had about all that stuff. So let us know what you guys think. But for right now, it's time to give away $25 in free movie tickets. Thank you again to our patrons for being so fantastic. We've got Cora, Casey is guilty. I mean Raw, Gatekeeper Drew, my woman Jennifer, and Rachel is a new patron. Thanks for yes, he's guilty. We all fucking know it, Casey, you bastard. I swear to God, if Casey wins again this week, I'm gonna send him $50 of Monopoly money. That's what I'm gonna do. But let's
send him a gift card. Send him a gift card for something he won't use.
Weight Watchers.
I didn't say it, you did. I was thinking more of, like, I don't know, Amazon books or something, but
Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig. Lettuce, some salad. Damn you, bastard.
We're not talking about that person, are we?
About that person? Talking about Casey is a jerk.
No, the other person who doesn't eat anyways. It's all good.
Yeah, well,
Never
either
mind.
way. Oh, I forgot I'm on the wrong thing to click. Let's see who I'm giving $25 to this week. Spinning the wheel. Lucky winner is Cora!
Whoa!
hey.
Cora gets to go see a movie. She gets to drive 75 miles one way to see a movie on us.
Yep. To spend that much in gas getting there, Jesus.
Talk about some things you don't want.
It's funny you bring that up. I wanted some really good bagels, and there's a bagel place, 2 hours away each way. I said, fuck it. So I found a place in New York City who makes better ones, and they freeze them and they ship them to your house the next day, and it costs the same amount of money to have that delivered than it does for me to drive with gas and buy the bagels.
That sucks.
Excuse me. Oh, well, at least it wasn't Casey. Talk about the one thing. It's like the one time Cora wins something, she's like, God damn it.
Right.
Now I'm going to drive all the way to the damn theater just to watch this damn movie.
No, there's a theater here in town, but this is what happens. I asked the manager one day. They schedule what they want to have, but they say, quote, because we're such a small theater, they'll pull it from us last minute to give it to another theater if they think they'll get more money out of them, and then we're stuck with the bag with not having the movie.
That's pretty shitty.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And that's why they don't do much stuff ahead of time on their website. So
I'm wondering, do they have digital projectors?
I have no idea.
That could be part of it too, because that's the problem. we got a look. I mean, Frank probably knows what I'm talking about. We got a local theater in town, like here, like where I live in this town. It's not a huge town, but it's always been a nice. There was a moderately sized theater here, and that's where you'd always go see movies. And it shut down a couple of years ago, and then only recently, within the last, I don't know, 3-4 years, it just sat there, and it sucked because I'm like, man, it's still, I can't remember. I used to remember which movie it was because I could date it. They still had the movie posters of what was showing like that week it shut down, like in the theater still, like just getting really sun damaged. It was still in the thing. But someone decided to open it back up, and I thought, oh my god, this is cool. It's amazing. I'm here for this. And just, not that I didn't mind driving just 15 minutes away instead of I could literally walk from my house here to that theater. That was the big problem is they needed, they couldn't keep up because they had film reels and film projectors, and they needed a digital to keep up, and that shit's expensive. Like that was the main haul. So they got a thing out there for like a GoFundMe or a crowdfunding type deal. And luckily they got it. I mean, enough people wanted this, and I mean, I wasn't shocked. I mean, I put in quite a bit of money, like donated, because I was like, I want to see this happen. I want to be a part of this.
And there is another theater 45 minutes away, but it's basically the same thing as this one, and they're run by the same people. And so I don't know usually till 1 or 2 days before if the movie's going to be there or not. And so it's really hard to plan. Oh,
because now we have recent movies, like they were just showing Spider-Man the same week it came out. They've been showing up-to-date movies now because I'm like, now you can get a digital, and they have fun little nights where they do like classic horror movie nights, so they'll have like a free movie night, or they'll do shit like that. Just
nice.
Keep it going. Like,
I finally got bitten in the rear end by this shortened theatrical window the other day. Me and Jennifer finally had a couple hours kid-free where we could go see a movie, so we wanted to go see House of Gucci because we hadn't seen it yet.
Woohoo.
And so she goes on her phone to look up tickets, and it's not at the Regal, it's not at the Cinemark, it wasn't anywhere.
It was
Are you
gone
kidding me?
Fast.
I was like, this isn't like an Oscar bait movie with huge stars. It was like that had huge buzz, and it was coming and going out of theaters in like 3 weeks.
I don't even know if it was 3 weeks, dude, because I wanted to go see it real bad too, and I think I caught it the last fucking day, like the last showing of when it was going. I was like, damn, it's already. I looked at the next day, and that like Wednesday, and then boom, that Thursday it was gone already. I'm like, fuck, was it even in theaters? Oh, damn. I got to see it, but I'm like, fuck, man, I got to see it the last day, the last showing.
Yeah, I was salty as shit about that, because it was one of those movies where...
It was good.
Because Jennifer knows that I have to go see movies kind of very quickly when they come out, so if she can't go with me right away to one, it's not a big... She's gotten over it, but she was just like, I want to go see this with you because this movie looks really interesting. So I was kind of putting it off. And then finally it was like, we had a Saturday free, so I was like, let's go see this movie. On her phone she goes. Nothing. No showings anywhere. And I was like, you kidding me? And to top it off, Jeremy, you probably know this, over at Heber Heights by the Rave Cinema, they closed the Danbury.
Yeah.
The Danbury was like a second run, late run theater that you could get in for like $5-6.
Was it closed for the season or for like
no,
good?
It was closed.
For good.
And it's been closed for a while. I have a feeling it probably closed early on in the pandemic and they just never reopened it. But
they probably couldn't have kept up. That's just unfortunate. Like you said,
I'm pretty sure they didn't have any digital projectors. I'm sure they were all still running film, and they just don't make movies on film anymore. I mean, it's rare that they make a film copy of a movie like Spider-Man: No Way Home or Matrix or something like that. They just won't. I mean, modern day, they just won't do it. So,
and I think that's what these guys do for the old movies. Like, I think they've got there's a run bar and a play, but like I'm sure it's something they hook up to play the old movies. Like they played they did the OG Jurassic Park one time. They did Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, and I'm sure they have these on some sort of streaming service, or they've got the disc itself, or they just hook up their laptop. I don't know what they do, but they do something and they play it that way. But they have, like I said, the digital projector now to play, the most recent movies that are out now, it's nice. So I don't know. It's nice that it's back, and I love that. And like I said, they do the horror movie stuff certain nights, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Plus, there's an arcade like right down in the same fucking plaza. You can go play for a few bucks for like an hour. There's one arcade in there that me and Rachel fucking love playing. It's a police academy like training arcade cabinet. I don't know why, dude. It's
so much potential.
I don't know. Shut up. I don't know why it's just so much fun. We'll both sit there like we're both just like waiting, like, all right, this one's a timed one, or this one's a score, or this one's a dueling tree, like just with me and her, and you both have to pass to keep going up in the ranks from like you're like a street officer or whatever to like fucking captain. It's a lot of fun. We blew through it once. Finally, we actually beat it the last time we were there. It's a pain in the ass.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like in the corner too. Like right when you come in, you gotta know to go in there. Like immediately turn to the left, and it's like the second cabinet, like right in the corner. It's fun.
I miss arcades. I saw a meme on Facebook that made me really sad the other day.
It's sad.
Excuse me. I said one day we said, okay, this is the last quarter, and then one day it was true. And I was like, oh. And for me, who grew up in arcades, that would be before, because like even as like Nintendo and stuff was becoming a big thing, the home gaming systems, even while that was happening, going to an arcade was still an experience.
Yes,
a great
that's why
experience.
I love this.
And it's something that just doesn't you just don't have it anymore.
Yeah, it's fun. They hold tournaments there. They make their own food in the back. They have the other side's like all D&D, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon. They've got like old equipment for sale and shit like that. They got board games. They hold other tournaments like for Magic the Gathering. For no, was that it? There's Magic the Gathering and something else. They do tournaments like every week, every weekend. And like I said, you can go in there and fucking pay for an hour. Not even that many. It's not that many much money. They'll just let you loose. It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, trip down memory lane to wrap things up for tonight.
Yeah.
But go find your nearest arcade and drop a few bucks. Actually, I think now the arcades you can find, they have the cards. It's not the same as dropping those couple of quarters in. It doesn't feel the same.
Well, these aren't. I mean, they're the ones like where you just have the unlimited free play, but it's still fucking fun.
Oh yeah, but that seems like a good place to wrap everything up. So many celebrity deaths, Robin and Batgirl, all kinds of stuff that we talked about tonight. Go in the comments below, let us know what you guys think of all the stuff that we talked about. And Lady Cora, where can the folks find you on the internet?
No, we're just here next Thursday.
Just here next Thursday about whatever the hell we're going to talk about.
That's not true. I will be the judge in Casey's trial as a guest appearance on Drew's show Sunday.
I can double that money you just won if you make sure I get a favorable verdict, okay?
Oh, we're doing favors? God damn it.
You know, we are recording, we are streaming, and people can clip this.
Pish posh. I ain't afraid of what Judge Dave Rose is going to say about
you went on the record.
The jury. I'm not worried about Casey.
There is no jury. I make the call.
Oh, okay.
There's no jury.
Hey.
The unbiased opinion.
Remember how much we all love Betty White. I want you to watch a marathon of Golden Girls and Mary Tyler Moore episodes before we start the trial, so you can be in the proper frame of mind to make a proper judgment on his guilt or innocence.
Okay.
Mostly his guilt. We want you to talk about his guilt, though. My hetero life mate Jeremy, where can the folks find you on the internet?
Well, you know, you just come abuse me on Twitter. I post like once every fucking month, or you can come watch me suck at games on Twitch, which I haven't done in like 3 years, but whatever. I think I already mentioned that I got a second controller, so whenever Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga decides to come out, I'm sure me and Rachel are probably gonna try and co-op that. I mean, I want to like actually look, if it's a haul and if you're ride or dying with me, I want to get all those fucking 300 characters unlocked, man. I want to fucking like beat this game. What else is coming out? We beat Five Nights at Freddy's, I think, even though I broke it like 3 times. That game is so bad. Bad isn't broken. There was something else. Shit. I don't know. I haven't played Call of Duty in a hot minute, so whatever.
I haven't been playing it much either. I went back to Fortnite for a while because I was getting a little burned out on Call of Duty, and I just kind of want to. I don't take Fortnite seriously enough to really give 2 squirts of piss about it. I just kind of jump on there and screw around and fuck with people.
You did build that replica of Twin Towers. I remember that.
I do need to go back and work on that. I need to finish that because I still think that would be cool to do, but I need to go back and finish that. That's going to be very time consuming. Yeah, creative mode on Fortnite. You can log into that at midnight and be like, "Yeah, we do this for an hour." Next thing you know, the sun's rising, and you're like, "Holy shit! Been on creative mode for 7 hours now." But,
that's why Rachel said we kind of beat Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm like, yeah. Actually, there is a fun, speaking of arcade cabinets, there is a fun little thing you have to do for the true ending. You have to find these 3 arcade cabinets, and you have to play them in order to get the true ending, and we're kind of trying to get the 3rd one, and it's basically kind of Legend of Zelda-esque. Little side-scrolly, kind of, you like 3 lives, and it's mildly hard, but it's fun.
Go watch
side
Jeremy
game within the game.
with all his gaming stuff. The links to all his stuff is the same thing. It's in the description below. So on Twitch, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Prancer and Vixen, whatever. On any platform, you can find him under the same name, Grim Tuesday 23.
And we might, if it's cool, we might actually, if we get this Lego Millennium Falcon, shit, we might just stream it, because holy fuck, it's going to take a goddamn minute.
You might. As
Maybe.
for me, you can find me here every Thursday talking about all the cool things that are happening in news and entertainment, and TV and entertainment. You can also find me on Sundays over on Gatekeeper Drew's channel, the Derailed News and Podcast, talking about all the crazy shit that goes on outside of entertainment in the real world and stuff like that. You will also find me back here in about 20 minutes. I'm going to do another live stream. It's going to be kind of a short one. I'm going to go over my picks for round 1 of the NFL playoffs. Some of them might surprise you. Most of them probably won't. And I'll give you a breakdown of a couple of my things. It'll be a shorter stream, something just for fun. Come back and check that out here later on. And check out what I think is going to happen for round 1 of the playoffs. Until then, we'll see you guys next Thursday. Thanks for hanging out with us. Adios. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Really appreciate it.